Hello everybody, hello YouTube. Welcome back once again. We're doing another reaction video. This time, once again to Lazy Masquerade, which was recommended to me by Aqua. Once again, thank you Aqua. Disturbing Things I Found on the Internet, Volume 18. It just came out a day ago. I have no idea what to expect. So, here we go. I think I might have to bring the volume up for you guys. We'll see. Because right now the volume's already maxed out.
It's late at night.
There. That should be better.
Your request gets accepted. And this is the driver who's on his way to collect you.
Okay.
Back in 2016, Chinese social media was flooded with screenshots from users of Uber China, who all reported the same bizarre experience. After requesting a ride,
that's actually kind of funny. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, wait a minute. The I think this guy is honestly my favorite. Oh, fuck. Yeah, he's super happy. What's going on? Is this like an AI face replacement software that they forgot to turn off, or they're using it specifically so they can hide their identities? So fucking funny. Oh boy.
Somebody who looked corpse-like, with hollow eyes and a vacant expression.
It doesn't look corpse-like to me, my friend.
Had unnaturally sketched facial features. Others looked like something pulled straight from the deepest recesses of the uncanny valley, or from a catalogue of botched plastic surgeries. The images spread rapidly across Weibo, with many users wondering whether
so
Uber had
funny.
been hacked, or if these distortions were caused by some sort of software glitch. Some people began claiming that these drivers were part of a coordinated psychological experiment, one orchestrated by the government.
Why?
While others believed that they
Why
were
would they bother?
who never existed.
There he is again.
The media dubbed them ghost drivers. The reality of the situation was less dramatic, but arguably more fascinating.
Okay.
As it turns out, at the time, Uber China operated a cancellation policy whereby passengers who cancelled after a short grace period would pay a small fee which went directly to their driver. Individually, it was only a few yuan, barely enough to buy a bottle of water, but drivers across the country saw this as an opportunity to print money. All they had to do was accept a ride request, and then somehow convince their passenger to cancel. And what better way to get people to do so than by introducing themselves as a possessed man?
That's actually kind of genius.
The hope was that the
Scummy as fuck, but genius.
See the haunted waxwork coming to collect them, decide that they wanted absolutely no part of that journey, and immediately cancel. This method was surprisingly effective, particularly against customers traveling alone at night. The drivers didn't need to chauffeur anyone anywhere. They didn't even need to meet their passenger.
Dude, I'm sorry, I'd be laughing more than anything.
Cancellation fee and waited for their next victim. Over the course of a night, those admittedly small fees racked up.
Okay.
But what if the passenger wasn't frightened enough to cancel? Well, the scammers had another trick up their sleeve.
Oh no.
After accepting their ride request, several victims reported that their driver's vehicle would appear to move on the in-app map, seemingly approaching their location, before suddenly driving straight past them without ever stopping. Moments later, the trip would be marked as complete, or cancelled by the driver after falsely claiming that the passenger wasn't at the meeting point. Other users described watching the GPS icon remain stationary for long periods.
So they're just scamming the system.
Jumping across the city. In some cases,
that's just fucking rude.
Appeared to shoot through buildings and end up floating in the middle of a lake. Though some customers were spooked by this and jumped to paranormal conclusions, it was actually a sign that location spoofing software was being used to simulate movement.
Shit.
Again, the driver's goal wasn't to provide transport. It was simply to trigger Uber's payment system and collect.
So, wait, what the they would just drive around at night doing literally nothing? Wasting gas? Wasting time? And trying to get paid that way? Instead of doing their fucking job? What? So what, do they make more money by getting cancellations than they do doing their job? That seems like a problem on Uber's part. Something they should be fixing themselves.
Another small fee. There were even reports from some users who claimed their ghost driver actually did pick them up, but drove them to the middle of nowhere and kicked them out as vengeance for not cancelling their ride and wasting their time.
That's just fucking
Given
evil.
the scale of the scam and the similarities between the profiles, many suspect that a shady cabal, rather than individual drivers, was behind the entire operation. With all of the online attention that this scam was receiving, Uber China took action, stating it had adopted a zero-tolerance approach to exploitative behavior and that affected passengers would be refunded. The company ended up removing thousands of fraudulent accounts and added new facial recognition features to ID drivers at random intervals.
Well, good.
But the timing couldn't have been worse. Just weeks before the scam became mainstream, Uber had agreed to sell its Chinese operations to its biggest rival, Didi Chuxing, after an extraordinarily expensive battle for the country's ride-hailing market. The ghost driver reports only reinforce public concerns about the platform's safety during an already turbulent transition. Years later, the story would reach Western audiences through TikTok videos, such as this one.
When you opened the Uber app China in 2016 and saw your driver arriving to pick you up.
As I Love Beijing Tiananmen, the same snippet that soundtracks Hong Kong 97, a game that features a grotesque image of its own, a real dead body on its game over screen. Though perhaps that's a story for another time.
What? Huh? The fuck? A real dead body? I don't know, it doesn't look dead to me.
This message is sponsored by Raycon.
Oh!
With summer in full swing,
No way!
and so many celebrations underway, my pair of Raycon bone conduction headphones have become a staple for my outdoor
I would
activities.
really love to skip this
They
right
sit just
now.
outside your ears, using off-ear audio that
But
sends sound through
I'd be
vibrations
doing
in your
this
bones,
man
so you
a
can still hear
disservice
everything
if
that's
I
going
did
on
that.
around
So
you
hey, why
while
the hell
enjoying
not? They
crystal
worked
clear
hard on
music,
this, I might as well let them do their thing. And
I've been
definitely
using
not
my pair
talk
every
over
day
it.
since I got them,
So, you know,
whether
you
I'm
can
heading
understand
out
exactly what they're
for a
saying
jog
and what they're
or
trying to
just running
sell.
errands.
Which, of course, would be
Because I
Raycon
live in a busy city,
headphones.
I like to
They
keep
look like you
safe.
can put them over
With
your ear
bone
and also
conduction
adjust them.
headphones, I can
Look
jam
at
out to
that.
some D'Angelo while still hearing
Oh
all the
man,
traffic and
if
people
only you
around
could
me.
actually hear what he's
All
saying.
without
I think they have
sacrificing
noise
sound
cancelling, he might have mentioned.
because they're
I
so
might have
lightweight and comfortable,
misheard that.
they're
But
my
either
go-to
ways,
for long journeys
wouldn't it
or
be funny
commutes, which
if
they
I
can
didn't
definitely
talk
handle
over
with
this?
up to 13 hours of battery
That would be
life.
crazy.
The
And then you
bone
might
conduction
actually be able to
headphones
understand
are
what the
IP68
ad's all about.
Waterproof and dustproof. So
Waterproof, you
if you're
say?
walking the road,
Damn!
through a workout,
Apparently there's a link in the
or up on a craggy
description.
beach,
Not this
they've
one,
got
of
you
course,
covered.
because I'm only
The bone conduction
reacting to the
headphones are a
video
great option
that
for
he's
everyday
actually
listening.
streaming, which is not
Click the link
streaming.
in the
It is
description
just
box.
on
Go
the
to
YouTube.
buyraycon.com
Either way, it's going to be on their
/masquerade
description.
to
You can go
get
take a look,
20%
or you know, the
Thanks,
QR
Raycon,
code
for
is still there.
sponsoring.
You can scan that, I suppose. Okay, back to the video. Sorry, I'll shut up now. Sorry. Kung Fu guy. Uh-oh.
The internet has a habit of giving old mysteries a second life,
Oh, yeah?
especially when those mysteries revolve around a disturbing piece of media. Someone digs up an eerie or even horrific recording from the past. That footage gets copied, mirrored, and re-uploaded dozens of times. Internet detectives begin dissecting every frame.
Oh, internet.
Despite millions of
Never
people analyzing it to
change.
death, nobody ever learns
But of course,
the
I'm
truth
lying.
behind it.
Please change. You can change some
One of the most
things.
disturbing examples
Please.
of that is a grainy VHS recording from the mid-1980s involving a seedy karate instructor named Bobby Joe Blythe. A former Marine with an abrasive personality, Blythe openly claimed to have enjoyed killing people during the Vietnam War, boasted that many of his students were bodyguards and local cops, and was rumored to lure drifters
Does this
into
look
his
familiar?
dojo
I might have
simply
seen
so his
these
black belts could give them
before.
a Cobra Kai-style smackdown. As well as karate, Blythe was also a pistol instructor, and drew widespread criticism after staging a fatal shooting in front of a bunch of kids.
If you're so good at karate, so good, you stop this!
But as bizarre as that incident was, it's largely been overshadowed by the aforementioned tape, which surfaced on YouTube in 2009.
What the
The
fuck?
title? Jesus Taught Me.
Oh no. You know, actually that surprisingly just reminds me of that sketch from Key and Peele He's like, I'm gonna beat him. As far as I'm concerned, it's not even gonna be a fight tonight. It's gonna be a massacre. And then it skips to, to Keegan, and it's like, God chose me for this fight.
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, this Saturday night, there's not even gonna be a fight. I'm gonna mercy kill this old man.
God chose me for this fight. God is the teacher. Derek is the student, and I am God's instrument. When I squeeze your lungs, Derek, and you beg me for life, then your heart will open up to the Lord.
I'm gonna knock him out round one, bitch. Wait. What did he say again?
It's like, it just gets crazier and crazier. That's what that reminded me of. Anyways, I'm sure it has nothing to do with that, but let's watch.
Like I say, he's a priest. He's a 10th degree red belt. And who'd you say promoted you to 10th degree red belt? Jesus did. Okay. Okay. And I know every one of us would like to be taught by someone that has been taught by Jesus.
It's very quiet, I'm sorry.
Correct, John? Absolutely. Because I guarantee you, that's got to be some movements to behold, right? Well, I won't brag or anything of that nature, but
The video starts off almost comical. A homeless gentleman wanders into Blythe's strip mall dojo in Dumfries, Virginia, claiming that the Lord had taught him martial arts.
Okay.
Since his identity
What, does he
has never been
fucking kick the
established,
shit out of him?
netizens have since dubbed this man KFG, Kung Fu Guy. Bobby Joe Blythe sarcastically introduces the supposed martial arts master and encourages him to showcase his skills on one of his students, Black Willie J. Dennis. It's clear that KFG doesn't want to physically spar with Dennis. In fact, he says that he only wants to demonstrate around him rather than with him, and at one point even says,
I just wish to teach you. I don't wish to hurt you. Teach me.
With that, Dennis strikes out at him. KFG immediately counters with some energetic kicks and punches of his own, and firmly states,
Don't do that anymore.
but Dennis doesn't back down. Again, KFG exclaims,
No, just don't do that. That. Good. I'm not a fighter.
as the sparring continues.
But
Dennis actually slips
you're in
over
a dojo.
and fails to land a sweeping kick. And though his moves are very theatrical, to a layman like myself, it actually looks like KFG is a more skilled fighter. Perhaps feeling like he's embarrassed himself in front of his
Alright,
school.
I'm sorry. That, It looks like KFG is the more skilled fighter. No. I can assure you he is not. Also, I don't know why the music stopped now. Oh, there we go. I can assure you, as someone who has done martial arts in the past, he is not the more skilled fighter. Just because you're showy, just because you're moving around a lot, does not mean you're a more skilled fighter. He's making a lot of very unnecessary movements and also getting hit. And the fact that he doesn't want to hit back is, well, detrimental, I guess. This is clearly a sparring session, and he's refusing to participate in the sparring. So, yeah. Either ways, he's definitely not a more skilled fighter. Maybe if I had seen the actual video itself, I think he's cutting quite a bit. So, either ways, let's see.
And his sensei, Dennis, gives up on technique and turns the fight into a brawl. He grabs KFG, punches him square in the face, and tosses him to the ground with an expletive. Dennis continues to wail on KFG, who manages to get back on his feet, saying that he doesn't want to fight anymore. What follows is difficult to watch. Rather than ending the fight,
Alright, now that is fucking wrong. There's absolutely zero fucking honor in this. He straight up says he does not want to fight. The fact that they're even pushing it into this to begin with is just fucking evil. They're clearly kicking his ass because they're making fun of him, because he claimed that he was trained by Jesus. And yes, that is funny, but that's no reason to fucking beat him senseless because of it. That's just fucking vile. Why? What do you gain from this other than a sick sense of pleasure of beating someone else? Fuck's sakes. I absolutely hate martial artists who abuse their ability. This is insanely stupid. And yeah, he clearly has no idea what the fuck he's doing. He's in a dojo claiming that he has martial arts training from God. Yeah, there's no reason to fucking make fun of him. Laugh, sure, but that's as far as it should go.
Dennis continues attacking KFG and lands a hit that knocks him to the ground.
Oh,
Unable
well, I'm
to
glad
control
he's
his
just
emotions,
cutting.
Dennis knees KFG in the head, knocking him into a metal pole and rendering
Oh,
him
what the
unconscious. He then stomps on his head repeatedly. Worryingly, when the onslaught ends, KFG can be heard drawing laboured, guttural breaths with what sounds like an obstructed airway. According to some medically trained professionals who have analysed the footage, that breathing pattern is consistent with a severe traumatic brain injury.
Fucking hell.
Throughout all of this, Bobby Joe Blythe makes no attempt to intervene. Instead, he orders his students to drag KFG out the back door. The video then lingers on a trail of blood leading out the building, with Blythe narrating.
Hey, what the
What we have
fuck?
here is the trail of the Kung Fu master as he is departing my dojo. Just taken on 13 December 1984, about 7 p.m.
The video ends not with an explanation of what happened to the unconscious man, but rather on a worryingly large red smear on the rear exit. For 25 years, that tape gathered dust in Bobby Joe Blythe's collection. In fact, it only came to light in 2009, because for reasons only known to Blythe, he digitized it and uploaded it to his personal YouTube channel, Bobby Joe Blythe 007. In the comments section, many criticized the black belt, Dennis, with Blythe himself even stating,
Wait, hold up. That dude snapped. Looks to me like somebody lost control. Yeah. If it would have took longer, I would have dropped both. This upset me. It took so long. I'm assuming he meant long. I was very disappointed with my guy, and he paid for a week after that. That video will be coming up soon. That video will have the name Fight for Life. That one will be good. Jesus fucking Christ. Some people deserve absolutely zero respect. Holy fuck, dude. As an actual martial artist myself, I just want to tear this guy's fucking throat out. Straight up. And let him bleed on the fucking floor to death. In Minecraft, of course. Because, like, this kind of behavior is fucked up and unacceptable. Come on, man. Zero fucking respect. I hope he burns.
if it would have took longer, I would
In
have dropped
Minecraft.
them both. I was very disappointed with my guy, and he paid for a week after that. But others were more concerned for KFG.
Yeah, of course.
His injuries looked, and frankly sounded, catastrophic, and people naturally assumed the worst. As criticism grew,
Oh, he was trained in
Blythe
martial
updated
arts.
the
Okay.
video's description, claiming that the man was a local nuisance who stole pizza. He apparently had it coming, and said that he had left him in a dumpster for the cops to pick up. Since it wasn't clear whether KFG was found alive or dead, the video was forwarded to law enforcement. Quietly, investigators began examining whether the tape might actually depict an unsolved and unreported homicide.
What the
Many,
fuck?
including Hanford Police Chief Carlos Mestas, believed it did.
Having seen him get stomped, his head stomped as many times as he did, I would be surprised that he survived it or did not at least have major brain damage.
Yeah, no shit.
Though the video itself was removed by YouTube for its graphic content,
Clearly.
interest in solving the case never went away. Internet sleuths began trying to
I hope he
identify the
fucking paid for his
homeless man
crimes.
and determine his fate. Dedicated pages even popped up to help solve the mystery. Perhaps the largest group,
Or both of
Justice
them.
for Kung Fu Guy, produced a series of enhanced screenshots of the victim. After digging through missing persons reports, they discovered one involving a man named Richard Ricardo Dyer, who did physically resemble KFG. Thing is, he didn't disappear until January
It's too blurry, though.
1987,
It's hard to tell.
around 2 years after the dojo incident was supposedly filmed. Well, assuming Blythe gave the correct date.
Hair is slightly different, I
All
think.
in all, though, it seems unlikely that Richard Dyer was Kung Fu Guy, as other than a passing resemblance, there's nothing concrete that suggests he was.
Yeah.
The only piece of evidence that hints at the fate of KFG is the testimony of a local officer. A retired Prince William County detective, Chuck Feldbush, claimed that he actually knew both Bobby Joe Blythe and the victim. According to him, the homeless man, whose name he couldn't remember, was a vagrant who lived in the woods near the dojo and who was occasionally arrested for minor nuisance offences like stealing pizza. The detective said that he encountered him several days after the assault. He was limping badly and had clearly been beaten up, but apparently was still alive. He also claimed that the man refused to pursue criminal charges. No official records have ever surfaced publicly
Okay,
confirming
but this
that
is just
officer's
one
account.
guy claiming this.
To this day,
There's still no
KFG's
proof of
identity
it.
and fate haven't been established beyond Feldbush's recollection. Even if his statement is to be believed, it doesn't mean that the victim didn't pass away in the subsequent days or weeks.
Well, yeah.
As for Bobby Joe Blythe himself,
For that amount
a
of
candid video
damage?
would later surface, in which he can be heard lecturing his black belts about how he has police contacts and can get away with anything within his dojo.
Okay.
Nobody in our domain. We
Domain, you
black
said.
belts, this is our place. We can do what we want anytime we feel like it. And feel free as anybody could be in this world. In this place right here. As black. Scared to shit.
There is no limit to the amount of fucking hate I feel for people like this. I despise people like this. Just because they have status, or just because they have contacts. All of a sudden they can get away with murder, just because they feel like it. No, I don't fucking think so, bucko. Jesus fucking Christ. This is the worst kind of human beings. Shooting guns in front of kids, first of all, is fucking stupid as hell. That alone deserves a punch in the face. And then, possible murder? Jesus fuck. Yes, I know he's a war veteran. That doesn't excuse anything. You're not in war anymore, dude. You're in society now. Congratulations. You have to live by our fucking rules. Fucking hell. I hope he got arrested. Or killed. Or both. I know this was in the 80s, but Jesus Christ.
I don't care. Because we're noted down here as being kind of off.
Oh, you are off, all right. You are very off.
As being not your sanest tool around town.
Oh, I can tell.
If a person touches you in any way, he's either are you stupid? Idiot. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I've done it. I went back and I stopped all three of them at the door before they got out. And I jacked up all three of them before they left. Lieutenants. I did it. The police came down. The guy was a student of mine. He bowed to me in his uniform before he came in the door. Just say, what happened? I jacked him up because he didn't bow when he left. He said, that's understandable.
I am fuming right now. You can't see it. You can't hear it in my voice, obviously. But I'm livid. This man deserves zero respect. I'm glad they didn't bow at him leaving the dojo. They didn't fucking deserve it. Clearly. Otherwise they would have bowed. And he fucking beat them up for it? Nah. That's not how you gain respect. That's how you lose connections. Congratulations. I hope you died alone, sir. Assuming you died. Or if you're not dead, I hope you're alone for the rest of your life.
Went out told said, you boys better drop this. You better drop it. That man's crazy in there. He's crazy. That's right, he's crazy. But didn't one of you bow when you came in and you didn't bow when you left? Isn't that disrespecting him?
Yeah, you don't fucking deserve it. Yeah, because they knew no one was on their fucking side.
To impress his black belts. He could have been telling the truth. What is certain is that Blythe and his students never faced charges in connection with the Kung Fu Guy incident, even though the entire assault was caught on camera.
Are you fucking serious?
Some to suspect a police cover-up, with the sensei being protected by the small-town cops he had helped train.
Yeah, no
Indeed,
shit.
Some find it pretty coincidental.
That sounds pretty fucking likely.
Being guilty of, such as taking food off people's plates at Pizza Hut, just so happen to be the exact same ones Blythe listed in his video description. Today, more than 40 years after the incident was filmed, the most basic questions about the video remain unanswered. Who was TFG? What happened to him after he was dragged out the dojo? Did he survive his injuries? Or did one of the internet's earliest crime videos capture an unsolved homicide?
Well, I hope someone fucking shot this piece of shit, because he fucking deserves it.
Answer. And because the victim's identity has never been publicly confirmed.
It's the 80s, just tell your cop friend and you'll get away easy. Yeah, no shit. That's what it sounds like. Fucking hell.
Have remained silent all these years.
God damn. Justice is blind. Reddit detectives. Something more wholesome, please.
On August 9th,
please.
2018, 63-year-old Susan Rainwater was cycling alone along a road in rural Washington state, about 16 miles south of Seattle, when she was tragically struck and killed by a passing vehicle.
Well, this isn't more wholesome at all.
And never called in to report the collision. It wouldn't be until several hours later that a passerby spotted Susan's bicycle in a ditch.
Jesus Christ.
Lying hundreds of feet away.
Hundreds of feet away?
Initially,
oh my God!
Investigators had remarkably little to work with. There were no witnesses who saw the driver's face.
But did they drag her along? What the fuck?
No useful CCTV footage. And the only physical evidence left behind was this. A slab of black plastic, roughly the size of a smartphone. It had snapped off the suspect's vehicle after they struck Susan. With no immediate leads, Washington State Patrol Trooper John Batiste decided to try something a little unconventional.
Okay.
To crowdsource the detective.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go.
She photographed the fragment and posted it online, asking whether anyone recognized it. On August 10th, the image made its way onto r/whatisthisthing, a subreddit where users submit and help identify mysterious objects.
A good use of Reddit, finally?
With hundreds of Redditors offering their own suggestions. Most of the replies were little more than educated guesses. It looks like a piece of the trim that's on the bottom rocker under the door, like between the bottom pitch weld and door jamb. I'm assuming it's from the front of the car. My guess is that it's part of the bumper, where the wiper for the front headlight is located.
If you have an example,
to be black,
that would help.
I'd guess a decorative plate,
like an actual picture of what you're talking about.
Eventually, a fair few users were able to identify the chunk as coming from a headlight bezel, though few were able to get into specifics. That is, except for one,
Until
A user by the name of Jeff
There.
Nuts claimed that
Whoa,
the fragment wasn't
Jeff's
part of a headlamp
nuts.
vessel from a late
He is
1980 Chevrolet pickup truck. More specifically, a 1988
and he's
Chevrolet
got
Silverado.
examples. There we go.
To support his claim, he
Yeah,
uploaded
there it
comparison
is.
photographs highlighting a small, distinctive notch in the plastic, one which he said was unique to that design. Naturally,
yeah, that
people
looks
wanted
like
to
it.
know how anybody could possibly identify the make, model, and approximate year of a vehicle from
Well, I
such
mean,
an
if you're gonna be a
ordinary
fucking
looking piece of
mechanic.
broken plastic. According to Jeff, he'd actually worked as a state vehicle inspector in Maryland.
There we go.
Part of his job involved performing mandatory headlamp inspections and alignments, meaning he had spent countless hours looking at exactly this part of exactly these tracks.
Bro, there we fucking go, dude. It's actually fun looking at shit like this. When people put out a single call for help online, dude, you see this happening all the time with GoFundMes and stuff like that. Dude, if you put it online, someone, somewhere is going to be an expert of that one specific thing, and you will get your answer. Especially on Reddit. Like, fucking everyone's on Reddit for some reason. But, hey, it got you what you wanted. There we go. So at least now they know what kind of fucking make and model it is. Dude, that's fucking sick. Ah, humanity is awesome sometimes. When they're not complete assholes who overuse their power for nefarious means. But yes.
After seeing the same component day after day for years, he didn't have to consciously think about what the plastic fragment was in the image. He just instinctively
He
recognized
just knew. Because the
the
notch,
right person with the exact niche
like they said, it's
expertise
unique
needed.
to that make and
Just
model.
so happened to be scrolling the subreddit at precisely the right time. Investigators wanted to act before the perp had time to cover their tracks and fix their damaged vehicle, and so immediately took Jeff's post seriously.
Hell yeah.
Instead of searching for virtually any damaged vehicle in the region, they instead focused their attention on a smaller pool of late 1980s Chevrolet pickup trucks. Combined with an anonymous tip received shortly afterwards, Jeff's lead helped detectives locate the vehicle and
Hey!
arrest
Of
the
course it's a
suspect.
big ass fucking truck with big ass
Jeremy
tires.
Thomas Simon.
Yeah, that sounds
A man
about
with
right.
3 first names and just as many brain cells. Simon explained that on the morning
Yo!
of the incident,
He's already
he had fallen
dead.
asleep at
Calm
the wheel.
down.
He thought that he had hit a mailbox, but fled when he saw the mangled bicycle because, and I quote, he didn't want to see a dead body.
Bro.
In January 2019, he pleaded guilty to vehicular homicide, hit and run, and the possession of heroin. No
Oh,
prices
that
for
explains
guessing
a
why he
lot.
fell asleep.
But I could tell just looking at
As
him.
part of a plea deal,
Didn't
he
want to
was
say
sentenced
anything,
to just
but
4.5
it's kind of
years,
obvious.
half of which was to be served in prison, the other half on probation.
And he still got probation?
User Jeff's Nuts became something of an internet legend. News outlets
Remember.
around the world reported that Reddit had solved a murder. But more important to Jeff than
Always
the
look
internet
up to
problem
Jeff's Nuts.
was the fact that he had helped Susan's family find some semblance of justice.
Thank you, Jeff's
and
Nuts.
closure.
Thank you
As he
very
stated
much.
To the drive, he didn't even realize the seriousness of his contribution until hours
Oh, wow,
after
really?
making the post. It
Oh.
wasn't until I read a private message from a friend of the deceased, explaining how distraught the family was, and thanking me for my help, that I realized what I had just done was very real.
Oh.
Someone was dead, and the perpetrator may well have gotten away with it, except for the randomness of the person that posted the link, and me being online at nearly the same moment to see it.
Whoa.
It's easy to think of obscure knowledge like that. as
Good
little
for
more than
him,
trivia.
dude.
Something to pull out at a pub quiz.
That's pretty wholesome, all
Yet
things
every so
considered.
often, somebody's oddly specific experience turns out to be exactly what an investigation needs.
He didn't know what he was helping, but it helped a lot. Hey, good for him. Thank you, Jeff Nuts. We appreciate it. Your contribution is very appreciated. Room 2805. Is this a horror thing? I
The
hope
image
so.
on screen gives us a glimpse into room 2805 of the Oslo Plaza, one of Norway's most exclusive hotels, and the second tallest building in the country. Taken from the hallway, it appears to show a fairly standard room after checkout. Some rubbish on the table by the window, a spare bedspread rolled up on the chair, the television left on in the corner,
Is there someone in the
a
bed?
disturbed bed with the
Is there a
sheets
corpse in
loosely
the
pulled
bed?
back. But something feels unmistakably off about it.
Yeah, because it's very red.
Upon closer inspection, it's clear that the occupant never actually left at all. The guest staying in room 2805 was listed on the register as Jennifer Fairgate. Staff remembered her appearing elegant and well-dressed.
Okay.
She checked into the hotel on the evening of May 31st, 1995. One of the receptionists working that night remembers her checking in alone, while another says that she was with a dark-haired man. In either case, she listed a second guest on her booking, Lewis Fairgate, and as such, she was given 2 keycards. According to the door lock system, over the next 3 days, Jennifer used her key only 5 times. At 10:44 PM on May 31st, immediately after she checked in, at 12:21 AM on June 1st, at 8:34 AM on June 1st, at 8:50 AM on June 2nd, and at 11:03 AM on June 2nd. Here's what's peculiar about that timeline. Housekeeping entered her room at 12:44 PM on June 1st and noted that Jennifer wasn't there. Now, the system only logged when guests entered their room with their keys, not when they left, which means that at some point between 8:34 AM and 12:44 PM that day, Jennifer exited her room and didn't return until 8:50 AM the following morning. Where she went during that 20 to 24 hour period remains unknown.
Yeah, I'm too dumb to understand any of this, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't follow it.
Asking her to come down and settle her pay-per-view.
There's too many numbers.
The message was acknowledged via remote control with an OK, meaning that someone inside the room saw it. That same evening, the phone in her room was used to call 2 non-existent numbers. By June 3rd, Jennifer still hadn't come to the reception to settle her bill, and the data log showed that she hadn't used her keycard for almost 33 hours. Unless someone else was inside the room to open the door for her, that meant that she hadn't left her room in all of that time. A security guard was sent to check
welcome to the stream.
at around 7:50 PM that evening, and was met by a "Do Not Disturb" sign. Ignoring it, he knocked
Was
on
that
the door,
the killer's doing?
almost immediately heard a gunshot from within.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess it
guard
was a killer's
went to seek
doing.
assistance,
Jeez. I was
leaving the
kidding.
scene unattended. When he and other staff members returned 15 minutes later, they found that the room was locked from the inside. After forcing an entry, they found Jennifer lying on the bed, with her legs dangling over the edge, feet touching the floor. She had been shot in the forehead while lying on her back. A 9mm Browning pistol was found in her right hand, positioned gently across her chest.
Shot in the
with her
forehead.
finger firmly on the trigger. 7 more rounds were still in the magazine. She held the gun in a reverse grip. That is, with her fingers wrapped around the back of the grip and her thumb on the trigger. Beneath her head, investigators found a pillow with a second bullet hole in it. When officers went to confirm the decedent's identity, they discovered something bizarre. Jennifer Fairgate didn't exist. The name had been an alias, one which she had spelled 2 different ways on the form. The
Sounds
Belgian address
great.
which she had checked in with was false. The company she supposedly worked for didn't exist. Every attempt to trace Jennifer's real identity led nowhere.
So,
As such, detectives turned to her guest, Lewis Fairgate, but nobody could find him anywhere. Indeed, nobody was certain whether he had actually arrived at the hotel.
yeah, did they even
or
see
even
him at all?
existed. As investigators began examining room 2805 more closely, the details started to
So
raise
why
more
did she want
questions.
2 keys
They
specifically?
found no handbag, no driver's license, no passport, no keys, no money, nothing with which they could ID Jennifer with.
She was just a hobo
appeared
that
well-presented,
found a really
having
rich woman's
applied
coat
makeup
and then walked
shortly
into a
before her
hotel
death.
and killed herself.
Yet there were no toiletries or cosmetics found among her belongings. The only
Yeah, 'cause she was a
personal item
hobo.
recovered was a bottle of men's aftershave. For someone who had
Men's
supposedly
aftershave.
checked into a
Was it
hotel for
actually men's
multiple days,
aftershave, or did you
she
look
brought
inside and find
remarkably
vodka,
little
huh?
with her. Her clothing was equally unusual. It was all stylish and of high quality, but almost every label
Yeah, because
had
she
been
stole
carefully
it.
removed. Not torn, but cut out cleanly, stitch by stitch, as if done deliberately to prevent the garments from being traced. Only one label remained on her blazer, which simply read René Lazare, a German fashion house.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's not her name, that's just a fucking brand, dude.
Besides what Jennifer was already wearing. No extra skirts, leggings, trousers, or underwear. Curiously, a pair of distinctive, colourful shoes, which a maid had noticed while cleaning the room on June 1st, was notably missing from the scene. The firearm also presented problems. Its serial number had been professionally etched away with acid,
Of course.
making it impossible
That's
to
illegal.
trace. Near the bed, investigators found an attaché case containing 25 additional rounds and nothing else.
Damn!
But
She was
perhaps the
really
most
hoping to
unsettling
get
piece of
that
evidence
fucking guy
was
if
a
she
plastic
missed.
bag
And by that I
containing
mean
a copy
herself.
Of USA Today. The bag was marked with the room number 2816. All of the other guests staying on Jennifer's floor had since been identified, all except for one. The guest registered in room 2816. His or her identity remains a mystery, though the
Really?
room was most certainly occupied, as the guests staying in the adjacent suite
they
reported
not have
hearing
cameras?
thud-like noises coming from 2816 in the early hours of June 3rd.
Wait, when
The
was
fingerprint
this,
found on
anyways?
that plastic bag was analysed. It didn't belong to Jennifer, nor to anyone on international databases.
To anyone at all?
Suspicious circumstances
I was going to say it
surrounding
was
Jennifer's
stolen, but
case
now I'm not too
have left
sure.
Investigators and internet sleuths scratching
Oh, it
their
might have been
heads for
stolen from
decades. One
the
possibility
actual
is
shop
that
itself,
Jennifer was
though.
simply a private individual who went to great lengths to check out on her own terms. A possibility supported by the fact that her door was found locked from the inside, and that a test shot had been fired into the pillow below her head. However, forensic experts found it striking that despite all of the blood on the walls, ceiling, and gun muzzle, there wasn't a single drop on Jennifer's hands, nor was there any trace of gunshot residue or singeing. Many have questioned whether someone else may have killed Jennifer, and then fired a second test shot into the pillow, a way to stage the scene and make her finger more firmly grip the trigger.
That's kind of what I was
The use of
thinking about, too.
aliases,
Like,
the removal of labels, and
probably
the absence of any
staged
traceable items
to make it look
have
like
led
she
some to
killed
speculate
herself.
That Jennifer was involved in the world of espionage. Other guests noted that she spoke both English and French with no discernible accent.
Well, I do
a
that
skill
too,
consistent
but
with spy work.
you don't see me being a
Of
spy.
course, bilingualism is common in Europe.
Unless...
Notably, she wore a Citizen Aqualand, a bulky and expensive tactical watch associated with the military. As posited by Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries, could this have actually been a job gone wrong? Could Jennifer have been in a fragile alliance with whoever was staying down the hall in 2816? Could that room be where she actually stayed for the missing 20 to 24 hours? And finally, there are those who think that her alias, attire, and overnight absence from the hotel suggest that Jennifer was a high-end escort. If that's the case, it's possible
High-end
that Clark or
escort.
Harold was responsible
Ooh.
for whatever happened to her.
That premium
Like
pussy.
many in that line of work, she may have been estranged from her family, hence why nobody reported her missing or came looking for her. In 2016, Jennifer's body was exhumed so that modern forensic testing could be applied. DNA analysis indicated that she was likely of East German origin and around 24 years of age at the time of her death. Still, no missing persons reports could be definitively linked to her. No
Okay.
family members came forward.
So they still have
and
no
confirmed
idea.
identity was ever established.
Damn.
And so, 31 years on, room 2805 and its contents remain the only concrete clues investigators have to work with. As interesting as this entry has been, you're probably wondering what it's doing in a disturbing things I found on the internet episode.
Sure.
Well, the reason I chose to cover this entry
Go on,
is
explain.
because of what I found on this website. An online space which places you inside 2805 and lets you view it from the investigator's perspective.
Oh.
This 3D reconstruction
Did any of
of
her
the scene,
neighbors report a loud
created by the
bang? I
Norwegian
believe
tabloid
so.
Verdens
I think they mentioned it
shows
earlier.
exactly how things were laid out when responders first arrived, and allows users to explore the room and view the
Yeah, I was
photo
wondering
evidence.
about that. Like, how are you doing all this?
If you go seeking it out, you'll find yourself in an eerie, almost clinical space, frozen in time, and meet a woman who arrived with no past, and left behind nothing to explain why she had come to the Plaza Hotel, or why she died there.
Cool.
Hi guys, Lazy here, and thank you very much for listening. Before the video ends, I'd like to say a huge thank you to my supporters here on YouTube and over on Patreon.
Thank you,
Especially my biggest
supporters.
supporters.
Yay, giving me
Gene
content too.
Connor Lothan, Hamish, Alana Pons, Azrael Warakai,
Yokai.
Jamie
How
Harkin,
dare.
TNS Mum, Jesse Jug,
Right. Sorry. I don't mean to quit that. You're not my supporters, so I'm not required by law to shout you out. Ha ha. Clumsy Zebra. Elder Youth. David Lyons. Bowhag. Alright, I'm shouting you out now, so, anyways. Well, that was certainly interesting. Holy fuck. God damn it. Oh, why do we always watch shit that makes me either angry or sad? That last one wasn't too bad. It was more interesting than anything else, but fuck, dude.